The Logitech MX Master 2S is a mouse that I've seen in countless setups across Instagram, and for good reason. It's a premium mouse that used to demand a premium price, but now can be found for around $50 US. That's mainly due to the fact that there is a brand new Master 3 that came out this past summer, which has made some changes to the overall design, but I won't get too much into the Master 3 in this video. Let's quickly take a look around the mouse, and I have the graphite here, which is basically various shades of gray. You'll find two scroll wheels, one horizontal and one vertical, making this perfect for a lot of different tasks such as video and photo editing, programming, looking along web pages, or even using Excel spreadsheets and much more. You'll find a giant button where your thumb would normally rest, and this, along with any other button that's found on the mouse, can be reprogrammed to anything you desire, and it can be reprogrammed per application. I'll get more into the software in a bit. You also, of course, have the regular right and left click along with the scroll wheel lock button, which actually can change the scroll wheel from infinite scroll, which Logitech's pretty famous for, and regular scroll. The mouse has a non-removable rechargeable battery that charges via a micro B cable at the front of the mouse, and I don't really mind it having micro B, as the newer Master 3 does have USB-C, and this is the older model, so I can't expect all the bells and whistles of the newer model on the older one. For all of you running more than one computer, like me, who ran two computers for a while, it makes a whole lot of sense to use this mouse because you can seamlessly switch between two different computers without having to reconnect to any of these computers, assuming you're running the Logitech Flow software on both systems. I'm not going to get too far into how to set up Logitech Flow. It works pretty well, but there is a noticeable lag. There's two ways you can connect this mouse to your computer. The first is through Bluetooth, and the second is through the unifying receiver that comes included in the box. You only get one unifying receiver. I did say this is perfect for those of you with more than one computer, and it supports up to 3 different devices at the same time. That way you can switch between the different devices without having to use the Logitech Flow software. Speaking of software, this mouse also has something called gestures, which can be activated if you press one of the big side buttons and move the mouse up, down, or side to side. And like the rest of the buttons on this mouse, you can reprogram that to whatever you desire. So for instance, I had mine set to switching my desktops on Windows, as well as volume up and down. And that made it super convenient to decrease the volume or increase it if I ever needed to. And of course, like most of Logitech's devices, you can set the different buttons to whatever you want based on the application you're using. So say you're using Photoshop, you can set the gestures to zoom in, zoom out. And once you exit Photoshop, say you're on Excel, you can set it to whatever macros you want to use in Excel, which makes it super convenient. So far into the review, I've only really had good things to say. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. For some reason, all of these features work flawlessly on my old laptop, which is Intel based, but for some reason, when I use it on my desktop, the gestures don't work as intended. I've tried to reinstall the Logitech Options software. I've tried to reset the mouse, reconnect it. I've tried connecting it with the USB receiver and Bluetooth, and nothing seems to work. The only thing I haven't tried is reset my computer to factory settings, basically just reformat it, do a clean install of Windows, and I'm not really wanting to do that because it's be a lot of work. So keep that in mind if you have an AMD based system. Of course, this is something I hope Logitech will patch with a software update. I don't think the issue is hardware related. And for all my gamers out there looking to finally pick up a mouse that you can use for productivity and gaming, this is not the mouse. It is far too heavy, and even if you like heavier mice, the response time just isn't there compared to either a wired mouse or something like a Logitech Lightspeed mouse. However, I can't fault the mouse at all for this because it's not advertised, nor is it designed to be a gaming mouse. It does feel like I'm moving a brick across my desk every time I use it. Another downside is that you can't actually set the DPI like you would on a gaming mouse. It is literally a slider that goes slow to fast, and you just kind of have to guess where your DPI will kind of be sitting based on that. Of course, if you're using this for productivity, I don't think it really matters all too much if you dial in your DPI exactly to what you use, but that is something to keep in mind if you're used to using your mouse at a certain speed. As far as traveling goes, this is not the portable version of the Master Series, so don't expect to easily put this in any bag. It is quite a chunky boy, will take up a lot of space in your bag. Another downside is there's no actual place to put the little USB receiver. If you have a device that supports Bluetooth, which I'm guessing guessing most of you would in 2021, then great. You don't really need the USB receiver. But if you are someone that uses this on an older device, or maybe the Bluetooth chip just isn't as good anymore as it is dated, then you might have to carry that thing around in some sort of box or bag, or find a place for it somewhere. As far as hand size goes, I do think I have medium to large size hands, and the mouse does feel very comfortable to me. I find the G305 a very small mouse, so if you have smaller hands, I don't think the Master 2S is going to be all that comfortable. If the mouse played better with my PC, which is an AMD based system, I might actually still be using it as my daily driver aside from video games. However, with some things just not working as they were intended to work, I just had to put this mouse away because it was starting to slow me down. And this way I can keep my gaming mouse on my desk and seamlessly switch between gaming or work if I ever need to. If you're in the market for a good productivity mouse, highly recommend this mouse, as you can find it for pretty cheap and it does most of the things that the new Master 3 does. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button, as it helps the channel out a ton. And if you want to see more content from me, then please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, stay safe.